Hi, I'm Jennifer, and today we are going to be learning how to create your very own candy bouquet suitable for gifting or eating yourself. And without further ado, we're going to get started. In your kit, you are going to have 4 boxes of candy, and they might be different sizes, but that's okay. It is going to be important when we're putting our box together, but I will show you what to do. You're also going to have an assortment of candy, some bigger, some smaller. You're going to have some bamboo skewers. Watch out, these are sharp at the bottom. A foam block, some tissue paper, and then some raffia or string or ribbons. They might be different depending on which kit you got. You are welcome to use your own supplies also to add to or use in place of the supplies that we provided. You will also need some glue. So I recommend a glue gun and hot glue. You can also use tacky glue or craft glue, but you will have to wait for your glue to dry between steps. So let's get started. Okay, we are going to start with our boxes, the 4 boxes that we have here. And mine are, I have 2 bigger ones, and then I have 2 that are slightly smaller, not quite as wide. So we just want to make sure that we're using those opposite so that the 2 big boxes are on opposite sides like this. So let's just show you how the box is going to go together so that you get an idea. So it's going to be like this. You can see how they are each going to fit together and make a box. So we're going to start by putting some hot glue along the edge and then gluing our next box to the side like this. Now you want to make sure that the nice picture is on the outside. That's up to you if you want to make sure that they're all facing the same way and stuff like that. But I did make my original one like this. This side doesn't look as nice. So I definitely recommend making sure that the brand picture is on the outside. So let's go ahead and get our glue gun and put some glue along the edge here. And then making sure our picture is on the outside, go ahead and press it right up to that, and then just hold it for a couple seconds until the glue is dried. And then you can go ahead and move on to the next side. Put some more glue on here. Doesn't need a lot, it just needs to hold it together. And then I want to make sure I'm using the big box and that my picture, again, is on the outside. And just kind of square your corners up as best you can. You can see I'm always gluing the end and then placing it flat against that side. And then gluing the end, placing it flat. So when I do my last one, I'm going to make sure that I do this side so that it fits in here like this and not this edge. Now the last box is a little tricky because you have to put glue on the edge and this edge so that when you fit it in, it'll glue in both sides. So let's go ahead and get the glue here. Oh, I need a new glue stick. just for that little bit right there. And I'm going to put some glue along this edge. And there we go, we have our box. Okay, so now we're going to just set that aside for a few minutes, and we're going to get our bamboo skewers. You can take your rubber band off. Remember to be careful not to poke yourself. Just take your candy, decide which ones you're going to use and which side you're going to glue on. So do you want it to say M&M fun size, or do you want the cute picture? Some of them, you know, obviously you're going to use the starburst side. Get all of my things out here. Okay. So now I'm going to just start with a piece of candy. I'm going to use the picture on this one. I'm just going to put a line of glue on here. And then I am going to press my skewer into that line of glue. Just hold it for a couple seconds here. And then once it stays, you can set it aside. I recommend you leave the stick side up so that you don't stick your candy to the table. Let's see. I'm going to glue this. Just put some glue on here. And then press your bamboo stick right to that glue. And put it aside. So just go ahead and keep doing that until you have all of your candy pieces glued. I'm going to show you one more little trick though. On these ones that have like a flap, it's just kind of nice to, just for effect, to kind of put the glue under the flap and then put your bamboo skewer in there and then push the flap over the top so that the flap kind of holds it. Sometimes you might have to put a little bit of glue there just to make sure that the flap stays down. I'm just going to put a little dab right there. And that's just for aesthetics. It's not necessary for you to do that. It just kind of, you know, for those people that like to take that extra step. It's certainly not necessary at all. And you'll see that I did mine upside down again. So it's going to say starburst. Instead of saying it this way, it's going to say it upside down. So it's up to you how much attention you want to pay to that. Obviously, I am not one that pays attention to that kind of thing all the time. But go ahead and do all of your candies. What I did when I did my other one with these littler candies, sometimes I would do, like, I would glue one there and then one here and then another one down here, just to kind of give it a little bit of interestingness visually. So I'm going to go ahead and let you get your candies glued and then we'll start back. Okay, once you're all done gluing your candies, the next thing we're going to do is take your foam block, okay? And just like kind of visually place it on your box. You can see that mine is not going to fit this way or this way. It does fit this way, but it's very loose. There's a trick for that. If yours does not fit at all anyway, you might have to just use a knife or something to just shave off the edges. But it should fit at least one of the ways, even if it's loose. So if it's loose, what you do is you take your tissue paper and whatever way that it fit in loosely, mine is this way, you're going to put it in your tissue paper just like that, and then kind of gather it up around there, and then poke it down into your box. And just gently push it in there. Does not have to go all the way down. I'm going to have some of the tissue paper showing. Okay, so now mine is in there pretty tight. So I'm just going to keep my box on the table, and I'm going to start putting my candy in. So I'm going to start with my bigger candies, like my Starburst. And I'm just going to, let's see, I think I'll use the Sour Patch and the Nerds as the front. So I'm going to, oh, I like the Nerds as the front. I'm going to use the Nerds as the front of mine. I'm going to poke my bigger candy into the foam block with the sharp point. I have to work it from side to side just to get in there. Okay, so now you can see that it's all the way down here at the bottom. Now, that's okay. You don't need to poke it down that far. I don't know if you can see very well, but it's sticking out, but not very far. But this is a tall piece, so I can always pull it out some if I want to. So I'm just going to place my candies in there so that visually they look nice. Okay, I have all of my candy just how I want it, and you can see how I have like the taller candy in the front. I have my shorter candy in the front, my taller candies in the back. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my raffia and I'm going to tie a bow right around the box. So let me just... Okay, so I'm going to tie my ribbon around the box. And just a regular old bow using my raffia, but you can use whatever came in your kit, or you can choose your own thing that you have at home. It's up to you. It's your project. That's the best part about these projects is we are all making the same thing and everybody's turns out differently. I'm just going to trim these little ends here. And then look at that. I have a beautiful candy bouquet. I'm going to switch back. So one last step. I forgot to tell you that you have this grass in your kit. You probably already discovered that. So you're just going to take some of this and put it right in the middle here on top of your foam block to hide the block and just kind of make it look a little prettier visually. Turn it the right way here so you can see the bow. You don't have to use it all if you don't want to, just as much as you like, and I wouldn't bother trying to glue it down or anything. It'll sit up in there by itself. There you go, look at that. These make great gifts for teachers, neighbors, birthdays, or even just for yourself. We deserve a little treat after this year, right? Before you give it, we would love to see pictures of your finished bouquet. Please share them with us at info@trpld.org or any of our social media channels using the hashtag TRPLD. Thank you and happy crafting.